up, everybody? Welcome back into another edition of the South Harmon Institute of Technology Player Shorts. Today, we're going to look at one Zach Wilson, a.k.a. banging Steve Stifler's mom. Adam, since that news came out, he move up in your ranks? I mean, the man is pulling Steve Stifler's mom. Yeah, he knows everything.
Stifler's mom has got it going on. I think I saw a tweet, Mike. He's got that dog in him. I don't know if I'm moving him up my ranks, but it makes him a little bit more intriguing to me. How's that?
Hell yeah, a little bit shady. I like it.
You know,
on Zach Wilson.
Guy's going after it. He's not gonna. You know what it tells me? He's not afraid to throw a pick. He's not afraid to screw something up. You know,
he's a gunslinger.
Gunslinger, baby.
Gunslinger. Not afraid to fit it into tight windows.
Wow.
I love it. All right, let's look at Zach Wilson. He's going as QB 18 on Keep Trade Cut, player 72 overall, and QB 19 on Adico's ADP 508, fifth round. So not too bad for Mr. Zach Wilson. Adam, would you agree that he's oozing with talent? He has a live arm and has that fearless mentality, which we touched on a little bit. But all jokes aside, he is kind of a gunslinger where he really will trust his arm to make some plays. And he's a little bit mobile, right? He can move around. I would say inconsistent, though, and maybe a little bit reckless at times. But talent definitely is there. Kind of reminds you of what he got compared to and called, remember, Mormon Mahomes.
Mormon Mahomes, yeah. And I think, man, with him, too, Elijah Moore hopefully taking a step forward. Garrett Wilson coming over. I'm using a lot of draft capital on Garrett Wilson. I think you got to remember, too, he got hurt last year, right? I think it seems like people are pretty down on Zach Wilson, Mike, like to the point where he kind of feels a little left for dead. I think you just brought up some really good points, though. He is a guy that is going to take shots. I think as this offense gets better, as some of these playmakers are getting themselves where they're making more separation, he will make the big plays. Now, if you're in one of these leagues that's like very heavily negative, I can see if you have a little pause. But outside of that, Mike, standard scoring, like I don't care if he throws a few picks. I don't care even if he doesn't win a ton of ball games. Like I think he has the upside to make big plays, throw touchdowns, even if he does have some interceptions and some boneheaded plays. But I think the thing that you have to think about is what's not baked into him being quarterback 18, 72nd overall in Superflex players, Mike. What if he takes a step forward this season and actually is creeping into that, man, like Zach Wilson show us some flash. Zach Wilson might be a guy that we're kind of intrigued by. Now, think about this with Mormon Mahomes. Mike, it's funny you bring that comparison up. Guess who got to sit for a whole season and watch Alex Smith, right? Zach Wilson had to come out right away and play for a bad Jets team. What if he takes a step forward this season? What if they don't necessarily go to the playoffs like the Chiefs do, but he's throwing the ball better, he's making better decisions, and he still has that gunslinger mentality?
So Zach Wilson had a lot of bad plays last year and a lot of that make you cringe a little bit and not the greatest performance. But playerprofiler.com, I pulled some stats from him, and there's a few interesting ones on here, Adam, that caught my eye. Do you know he was number 10 in the entire league in red zone accuracy rating? It's pretty good. Red zone, Zach Wilson, pretty damn accurate.
I did not know that, no.
Number 5 in the league in deep ball accuracy rating. There's that big live arm coming in. And number 1 in the entire league in accuracy rating versus man coverage. So, against zone, he was number 13. So, just in general, we think of him making some boneheaded plays and doing that. But fairly accurate, and accuracy rating is reflecting that. So, I was actually pretty impressed by those ones. Another thing that caught my eye, Adam, do you remember when they played Jacksonville? I know this seems like so long ago, and nobody was probably watching that game. Jets-Jags, I think it was like week 16. Nobody gave a shit. He ran for 91 yards. 91 yards. He had a 52-yard touchdown run. Go check the highlight.
I do remember that. I didn't watch. I watch a lot of these games live, but I did not watch that one live. I did see the highlight, though. Long run, man.
52-yard touchdown run. Oh, baby. Sneaky athletic. Sneaky athletic. And you touched on it a little bit too. One of the reasons that I like Zach Wilson is he's kind of just being valued at his floor right now. There's nothing really baked in for upside. Keep Trade Cut has him at 72 overall, but we look at some of these things, some promising things. Rookie year, we give him a little bit of a pass. He didn't get to sit. He had to come in and play right away. It is a big change and a step up from BYU. So I trust now that he has a full year to really see what he can do. And in drafting him at his prices now, I'm perfectly comfortable with it. And trading what I need to trade away to go acquire him, I'm fine with it. Because you mentioned he has improved weapons, Adam. He does. They brought in CJ Uzama. They brought in Tyler Conklin. Now, neither of those guys are super sexy at the tight end, but guess what? They're both better than what he had last year at tight end position by quite a bit.
No question. No question.
They draft Garrett Wilson, right? Top 10 wide receiver. Your boy from the Ohio State University. Very good player at the wide receiver spot. He has a healthy Elijah Moore, and we got to see Elijah Moore flash quite a bit last year when he was healthy there towards the end of the season. And Mekhi Becton, the left tackle. I believe they lost him week 1 last year, if I'm not mistaken. Their offensive line still played really well, but without Becton. And we all know Becton's a mammoth of a man. Now, there's some reports that maybe he's a little bit overweight. He's got a conditioning problem. It's July. I'm not too worried about it. I trust the talent. He is a road grader. Even if he doesn't end up playing left tackle, he'd be a perfect right tackle, or maybe they move him inside to guard. But having more talent coming back on the offensive line is never a bad thing. Adam, right now, where it stands with Zach Wilson, if you look at Keep Trade Cut and their rankings, who are some of the people that you would take Zach Wilson over, which the Dynasty community seems to keep ranking above Mr. Zach Wilson?
Listen, Mike, this is everybody listening to this. This is why Keep Trade Cut, whether you like it or not, should be something you utilize. And if someone you know really values Keep Trade Cut because it's crowdsourced, everybody that gets a name and gets to put their piece and their stamp on the pie. Mike, this is crazy. And I'm going to there's a lot of them, but I'll just name a few for you. Okay. Hollywood Brown. Easily. Jerry Jeudy. Easily. Treylon Burks, after the whole inhaler gate, right? He still is going to get you Zach Wilson. That's crazy to me, actually, man. I didn't expect that. Devontae Smith is someone I'm pretty bullish on, but even still, for positional scarcity, I will take Zach Wilson over the Slim Reaper as much as I love him. Like AJ Dillon, like are we being serious right now? Like I could see if Aaron Jones goes down, AJ Dillon having a nice workload and being a interesting piece in Dynasty. But what we know today, get the fuck out of here, man. Zach Wilson, Chris Olave.
Wow.
Stop it. Mike, some of these are interesting, but this one right here is a perfect example of what we always talk about. The name of 23, the number, the hype that it has. Keep Trade Cut will tell you if you guarantee this pick is late. So if it's a 110, 111, 112, think about that. A 110, 111, 112, you know that's what it's going to be. You should take that over Zach Wilson.
No way.
Egregious. A few other ones that are maybe a little bit more spicy. Derrick Henry. Personally, I'd rather have him over Derrick Henry. I'd rather have him over Chris Godwin. And I'd also rather have him over Jameson Williams. Those would be the list for me. But I think this goes to the point, Mike, of where if you're in a league where some of this is true and you know someone's utilizing Keep Trade Cut and you need to get that quarterback 2, quarterback 3 to really make a push, like you're going to have a hard time getting a quarterback 2 and quarterback 3, albeit we don't know the floor, but with higher upside than Zach Wilson for any one of those pieces.
For those prices, I'm more than willing to push those in to go take a shot on Zach Wilson. And if I miss, I miss, but I'm not missing by much. But if I hit, I knock it out of the park. Those are our thoughts on Zach Wilson. If you want more for us, make sure you're tapping in. Patreon.com/South Harmon. Got annual subscriptions now. $1 can get you in the door per month. I think it's like $9 if you take the 10% discount off and pay for the entire year. But thank you for tapping in again. That's going to do it for us. We're out of here. Peace.
Peace.